From large poisonous snakes to killers who like to play with their food, here are 10 of the deadliest aquatic predators. Number 10. The blue marlin. The blue marlin is the largest of the marlin species and one of the largest types of fish in the world. The females greatly outsize the males and can grow to up to 14 feet long and weigh up to 2,000 pounds. Despite this enormous size, they can swim through the water at speeds of around 50 miles per hour, which combined with their sharp spear can make them incredibly dangerous. They hunt by swimming into shoals of fish and impaling their prey. They would be deadly to a human if they managed to strike with full force. They are also renowned as one of the toughest sporting fish to catch and are considered by many to be the holy grail of deep-sea fishing because of the tremendous fight they put up after being hooked. Marlins are stunning creatures with cobalt blue and silvery colors, which can change under certain conditions. They are found in the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans and can migrate across hundreds of thousands of miles in one season. They're pretty rare, but not quite at the stage of being endangered, mainly because of overfishing. Their meat is seen as a delicacy in Japan, and it is often served as sashimi. So while they are extremely skilled marine predators that should be admired, the deadliest predator is always a human. Number 9. The electric eel. They may be named after one and even look like one, but electric eels aren't actually eels. They're a type of fish known as a knife fish. They are found in the waters and mud of the Amazon and Orinoco river basins in South America, and they are extremely dangerous for any human who comes into contact with them. It all comes down to their unique physiology. They have 3 abdominal organs that make up the majority of their body, called the main organ, the hunter's organ, and the Sachs organ. These are able to produce electric charges that can be released as either a low or high voltage. The organs work very similar to a battery by creating an electric potential difference that can then be released when the fish detects prey. The shock it produces can be extreme, up to 860 volts for a fraction of a second. This is more than enough to incapacitate or kill its prey, and it will even deliver a nasty shock to an adult human. On their own, they are unlikely to be able to kill someone though, but it's when they're in groups that they become deadly. Often, as the waters dry up, large groups will be stranded in small bodies of water. If they all release their charge at the same time, you wouldn't stand a chance. Just imagine a little fishy. Number 8. The stingray. Stingrays are a type of ray that can grow to enormous sizes and have a barbed stinger on their tail that can be used as an incredibly deadly weapon. Like their close relative the shark, stingrays have skeletons made of cartilage and electrical senses around their mouths that help it detect its prey. They spend most of their lives hidden beneath the sand with only their eyes protruding out and wait for just the right moment to strike their prey. They mostly feed on mollusks and small fish. They don't actually use their spine to hunt, they are there as a defensive weapon. The spear stiffens when the stingray feels threatened. It is very unlikely for a stingray to attack a human. They will attack if they feel provoked, and this is when they can become extremely dangerous. Contact with the stinger of a ray can cause swelling and pain because of the venom, and potential infection if not treated immediately. Of course, if you're unlucky with where the stinger pierces your body, the consequences could be fatal. It doesn't happen too often, but when it does, the barb usually breaks off, further complicating the attempt to treat the wound. In 2006, famed naturalist the crocodile hunter Steve Irwin was killed by a stingray as a result of its stinger passing through his heart, causing severe trauma. It was a very tragic accident. In December 2017, 73 people were stung by stingrays on Huntington Beach, California. Number 7. Polar bears. Polar bears are closely related to brown bears but have evolved to grow much larger. They are classified as marine mammals because they spend most of their lives in the water or on ice floes and can grow to weigh about 1,500 pounds. They are the most carnivorous of any bear species and scour the Arctic looking for their next meal of seals. Their favorite means of hunting seals is to track down a breathing hole and wait. When the seal surfaces for air, the bear catches it and drags it out onto the ice. Polar bears are unquestionably the alpha predator across the Arctic tundra, and their ability to hunt on both land and in the water makes them incredibly efficient. They have no natural predators, but due to the receding ice shelves, they are now an endangered species. This has also led to increased attacks on humans as they are forced to move closer to towns in search of food. They don't hunt or attack humans as a matter of course, but if they feel threatened, particularly if there are cubs nearby, they won't think twice about killing and eating a person, like all animals. If they do decide to do this, there's very little hope for evading their attack. Number 6. The beaked sea snake. If you thought snakes that lived on land were bad enough, then you'd better stay well clear of this next marine predator. The beaked sea snake, also known as the hook-nosed sea snake, is one of the most highly venomous snake species in the world. It's found in the waters around Madagascar, South Asia, and Australia, and their venom is up to 8 times as toxic as cobra venom. This species is thought to be responsible for more than half of reported sea snake bites on humans, and as much as 90% of the fatalities caused by sea snakes. They grow to about 5 feet long and can dive as deep as 330 feet without needing to resurface for 5 hours. Just 1.5 milligrams of its venom is enough to kill an adult, so it's a good thing that attacks on humans are rare, and they often dry bite as a warning first, which means they don't release venom in defensive bites. For the smaller creatures that are less fortunate, the beaked sea snake will bite them to inject their venom, wait for them to stop wriggling, and then swim around to eat them head first. Number 5. The crocodile. Found across Africa, Asia, the Americas, and Australia, crocodiles are large reptiles whose ancestors have been dated back to more than 200 million years ago. There are 14 known species, each of which have their own unique attributes, such as the heavily armored dwarf crocodile and the extremely aggressive Cuban crocodile. They are the largest reptiles on Earth, with some species growing up to 20 feet long and weighing 2,200 pounds. They spend most of their time in the water and are nocturnal. They typically prey on fish and waterfowl. Crocodiles will eat just about anything. Their long snouts with rows of teeth make them ideal for hunting. They'll stay motionless in the water near the bank where animals go to drink, and then snap into action by grabbing unsuspected animals, dragging them into the water, and then spinning them around in the water to tear the flesh off. Attacks on humans are unlikely, but they do happen, and don't end well for anyone unlucky enough to be caught. The saltwater crocodile and the Nile crocodile are by far the most dangerous in this respect and are responsible for hundreds of human fatalities every year across Asia and Africa. And now for a predator that likes to play games, but first remember to subscribe before you leave. Number 4. Leopard seals. Leopard seals are found in the cold waters of the Antarctic and are the second most dangerous predator that lives there, so stay tuned for number 2 to hear about that one. They are the 3rd largest seal species, but don't let that fool you, because even though they aren't number 1 in this aspect, they are the number 1 in aggressiveness. They grow up to 12 feet long, can weigh up to 1,400 pounds, and have 1-inch long canine teeth. Their main source of nutrition comes from smaller seals, krill, penguins, fish, and seabirds. They spend large amounts of time in isolation swimming beneath the ice because they don't play well with others, even members of their own species. When it's time to hunt, they stay by the edge of the ice, waiting for something to dip into the water. Once they've caught their prey, they smash it violently against the water's surface to both kill it and tear the flesh apart. They like to play with their food and will play cat and mouse with penguins or baby seals, biting them and letting them swim away to try to swim to the shore, and then they will cut them off over and over again. The little animal will either make it to shore or die of exhaustion, and the seal might not even eat it afterwards. No one knows why they do this, but it's probably for sport. Leopard seals can be extremely dangerous towards humans, but because of their habitat, they rarely come into contact with them. There have been a number of reports of them attacking boats, and in 2003, a biologist who was exploring the region was dragged to her death more than 200 feet underwater by a leopard seal. Even though they are known to smile, you should keep your distance. Number 3. The great white shark. You already know great whites have a bad reputation, but there's no doubt that the great white shark is the deadliest marine predator that spends its life beneath the waves. They grow up to 20 feet long and weigh in at around 4,000 pounds. Their range is really impressive. They are found all over the world, from shallow water to depths of up to 3,900 feet. It's their speed and design that makes them so deadly and efficient. They are able to pass through the water at 35 miles per hour and are equipped with multiple rows of serrated teeth. They have no known predators apart from humans and feed on other animals like fish, dolphins, seals, turtles, birds, carrion, you name it. They are quite simply killing machines, and while not the largest of shark species, they are by far the most dangerous. Attacks on humans do happen, but great white sharks don't see us as prey. It is thought to happen because they have detected movement in the water where their senses are limited, and since they don't like the taste of humans, they usually move on in search of something less bony. Despite the low fatality rate associated with great whites, they are responsible for the largest proportion of human attacks by any shark species, so they must be treated with great caution. Number 2. The killer whale. And now, the most dangerous predator of the Antarctic, the killer whale. Killer whales are the largest of the dolphin species and one of the most dominant marine predators. They are found in all oceans but seem to prefer cooler waters. They are thought to live for up to 80 years in the wild and can grow to be up to 32 feet long and weigh up to 6 tons. They are social animals that are extremely intelligent. Killer whales, or orcas, can be found in pods of up to 40 individuals that hunt together. With a diet consisting of mainly seals, sea lions, and whales, their teeth can be 4 inches long. They are perfectly designed for hunting other animals and can easily coordinate and outsmart their prey. Killer whales will also play cat and mouse with their food, but can follow seals onto land and will actually end up eating it at the end. Escape is practically futile. Despite their predatory prowess, there have been very few attacks on humans in the wild, and there have been no fatalities. The same cannot be said for orcas in captivity, which goes to show you that they are not meant to be kept in small spaces. It is not necessarily malicious, but they can get frustrated and lash out. Number 1. The Megalodon. This is hands down the deadliest marine predator that has ever lived. As far as we know, this species is no longer around, with the most recent evidence of their presence coming from 2.6 million years ago. But some people still argue that they could be lurking in the depths. While not thought to be related to the great white shark, their appearance was similar. The Megalodon was essentially a bulked-up version of the great white that grew to almost 3 times the size, with some fossils being 60 feet long. This makes it the largest fish that is ever known to have lived. The Megalodon had such strong jaws that it could crush bone and shell, meaning that any prey it caught didn't stand a chance. Its diet was thought to be mainly larger marine creatures like whales and other sharks, but also giant turtles and ancient seals. Needless to say, the world would be very different today if these monsters were still patrolling the oceans. Humans would be on the menu, and so would every other top predator that currently rules the waves. Thanks for watching! Be sure to subscribe and I'll see you soon! Bye!